Earth is roughly 4.54 billion years old. For the vast majority of that timeline, survival was a strict game of biology. Life was dictated by harsh, unforgiving natural conditions. The prehistoric world operated on a simple rule. If the climate grew colder, or predators grew faster, an animal had to wait millions of years for its body to physically adapt. Species that could not evolve quickly enough faced extinction. This was the reality for early hominids, our prehistoric human ancestors, like Australopithecus. Take a look at this skull. They lacked thick fur, massive fangs for defense, or raw speed against predators. Without natural armor or built-in weapons, early humans were physically outmatched. To survive, they required a strategy that didn't depend on biology. The first breakthrough began with a shift in posture. Around 2 million years ago, Homo erectus began to walk entirely upright on 2 feet. Walking on 2 legs shifted the body's center of gravity, freeing the arms from supporting the body's weight. As hands were used less for walking, fingers became flexible, and thumbs evolved to firmly grip and manipulate objects. For the first time, survival depended on what those hands could pick up and transform. In the Paleolithic Age, or the Old Stone Age, humans used their hands to strike pieces of flint together. By learning to chip away flakes, they created the first hand axes. These stones functioned like artificial claws. Early humans could now cut through thick hides for clothing, chop wood for shelter, and dig into the hard earth to reach edible roots. At the same time, humans mastered the use of fire. A controlled flame provided warmth in freezing weather, a light to keep nocturnal predators at bay, and a way to cook raw meat. Cooking made food easier to digest, providing the body with extra energy. This dietary shift, combined with the mental challenge of making tools, fueled the rapid brain development of Homo sapiens. The mastery of sharp stone and open flame allowed early humans to manipulate the natural world to meet their needs. Over time, humans refined heavy stone axes into much smaller, sharper tools called microliths. This transition marks the Mesolithic, or Middle Stone Age. With finer tools and growing intelligence, humans observed a pattern in nature. Instead of wandering to find wild plants, they began to plant seeds and cultivate crops like wheat and barley themselves. This initiated the Neolithic, or New Stone Age. However, because crops require year-round attention and protection, humans could no longer live as nomads. This forced a change in how humans lived. Temporary shelters were replaced by mud hut villages. Within these permanent settlements, humans began domesticating animals like cows and sheep to help with field labor. Farming necessitated the permanent human settlement, as crops required a constant human presence from planting to harvest. Settled village life created new logistical challenges. Large harvests of grain were difficult to move across the earth, and the surplus food needed to be stored safely to survive the winter months. These problems were solved by the invention of the wheel. Placed on an axle, wheels carried heavy carts. Turned on its side, the spinning potter's wheel allowed for the rapid creation of storage vessels. Humans could now mass-produce large pots to keep grains dry and safe from pests. This ability to store food meant a village could survive through seasons when the land produced nothing. As farming intensified, stone tools often failed. This led to the Chalcolithic Age, where humans learned to extract copper and mix it with tin to forge stronger bronze tools. Clay vessels, rolling wheels, and early metals turned isolated farming communities into connected hubs capable of producing more than they consumed. Around 1200 BCE, metalworkers began to utilize iron. This material was far more difficult to work with, requiring intense heat and repeated strikes on an anvil to beat it into shape. Iron plows and sickles could clear dense forests and till heavy soil, supporting significantly larger populations. In conflict, iron weapons and shields allowed for larger, more resilient armies. As food surpluses grew, society changed. When a single farmer could feed many people, a division of labor emerged. Some became builders, others specialized in metalwork, and some became professional soldiers. Managing these specialized groups and their resources required centralized organization. Iron provided the physical tools, from the plow to the chariot, to coordinate and govern these expanding populations into the first true empires. This entire journey is a chain of problem solving. Standing upright enabled the use of hands. Hands built tools. Tools enabled farming. Farming required the wheel, and the wheel accelerated the use of metals. Contrast this with the animals we saw at the beginning. They were forced to adapt their bodies to the environment over millions of years. Humans used a different strategy. We used our intelligence and our hands to build the tools that adapted the world to us.